Is free. First of all, we'd like to start off by congratulating the Fema softball team for their outstanding victory yesterday at 13-0. Now we'll move along. Regional events have the updated numbers for the unaccompanied alien children down the Rio Grande Valley sector. No new declarations. No new bulletins, National Terrorism Advisory System. No new SEER events. Updated PDA numbers for Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas there. And no new FMAGs. However, we are keeping an eye on the fires in Oklahoma and in Texas. Texas has about 55,000 acres up in the Panhandle that are burning, with 50 to 75% contained at the two fires that they have identified up there. Around the region have shelters open in Louisiana, 4 of them with 134 occupants. Yesterday, Texas reported 9 shelters with 58 occupants. Power outages, less than 1,000 in Arkansas, about 1,700 in Louisiana, and that's down from 6,300. 2 in New Mexico, about 1,400 in Oklahoma, that's down from about 3,100. And Texas has almost 21,000, and that's down from 26,500. See, I mentioned the PDAs. We've had no reports of fatalities or injuries in about 10 homes damaged in Arkansas from last night's storms. And now we'll turn it over to Brian, the National Weather Service, to get the latest update on last night and what's going on next.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Yes, we had quite a few storm reports overnight and into this morning. Mostly was damaging winds and hail. Hail was pretty prevalent in the local area here, obviously in North Texas. And then damaging winds were focused over the Arklatex in northeast Texas and into southern Arkansas, northwest Louisiana. And then this morning we had some damaging winds in southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. The hail also from last night did go up into eastern Oklahoma. Also, we did have quite a few fires that sparked up in the Texas Panhandle. You can see on the map there, and then over Oklahoma. So, fortunately, the fire weather conditions are improving today. The severe weather impacts are also mostly improving and moving off to the east. You can see on the radar where most of the rain is focused over Louisiana today, so the severe weather potential is confined primarily to Louisiana today, and it's mostly going to be the southern half of Louisiana, possibly into northeast Louisiana as well. Again, primarily going to be damaging winds, maybe a little bit of hail. The tornado threat is pretty darn low with the system that's moving through. So taking a look at the river flood status, things continue to recede on the rivers. We do have some rain entering into the forecast. We obviously have rain right now over portions of Louisiana. Don't expect any major spikes up in the rivers at this time. We are kind of keeping an eye on later on this weekend in the Sunday, Monday time frame. We have some areas of heavy rain that could pop up over southeast Louisiana. And again, we're not really expecting any major river rises at this point, but we'll just continue to give you updates if the situation changes. So fairly active over the next 3 to 4 days. 'Tis the season. We're solidly into severe weather and fire weather season, so those hazards will continue over the next 4 to 5 days. As mentioned, we do have the severe thunderstorm risk over Louisiana today. Mostly isolated. There is a small area of slight risk that's over southeast Louisiana that I didn't get updated on the map there. But again, it's really low tornado threat, primarily going to be damaging winds. For tomorrow, we do have an area of critical fire weather that's going to creep back into some of the same areas that we've seen the fires earlier this week, eastern New Mexico into the southern Texas Panhandle and western portions of Oklahoma. So certainly that could be a concern, but not looking as extreme as what we had the past few days, so that's good news there. But obviously, as folks continue to fight that, we'll see how that's impacted there. Also, for folks that are out in the field in Louisiana, today's going to be a wet day, so be careful if you're out there working in the field today in Louisiana. Even if the storms aren't severe, it's going to be pretty widespread showers and thunderstorms for much of the state of Louisiana today. And then same thing for Saturday and into Sunday for the southern half of Louisiana. We're going to have fairly widespread showers and thunderstorms over Louisiana on those days. Also on Sunday, we have our next best chance for severe weather in the region is going to be over northeast Arkansas. And so we're keeping an eye on that. Right now, SPC is already highlighting a risk there, and that's equivalent to a slight risk. Really not much of a tornado impact at this time, but still being 4 days out, we'll get a better idea of that situation maybe tomorrow or into Saturday. I think that's all I got on that slide. Pretty busy slide, lots to talk about. For today, you can see, as I said, most of the rain is focused over Louisiana. The rain's just making its way out of eastern Arkansas and southeast Texas right now. Not expecting really any heavy rain or flooding for the most part for today. But in the lower right there, that's the area in southeast Louisiana that I was discussing, possibly into south central Louisiana and southwest Louisiana. Things are just so saturated down there that it's not going to take a whole lot of rain for some flash flooding or aerial flooding to rear its ugly head. Today, probably isolated, but better chance on Sunday and into Saturday and into Sundays this weekend. The drought monitor was updated today, and really the only areas in the region that have drought left over are New Mexico and into the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles. The rest of the region is looking really good. But things actually are worsening out to the west. We haven't had a whole lot of rain over the western portions of the region. So certainly keeping an eye on that. Space weather is remaining quiet with no impacts to the region. And I will wrap things up. Sounds like people are chattering, so I'll end it there.
Thank you, Brian. As a reminder to everyone on the phone, please mute your phones, and if you're in the RRCC, please stay away from any hot mics. Now we'll continue on. I did neglect to mention that Louisiana remains at a level 3, the SOC, and in Oklahoma they went to a level 3 yesterday to monitor the fire conditions throughout the state. There's a look at the events going on around the region today and next week. And any questions, please type them in the chat window or speak up if you're on the phone. Now we have today's little question. What is made up of water droplets and extends downward from the base of the thunderstorm? Etc., etc. And David is right, as in MC. Hopefully anybody else. And Brian, I hope you're right. And also, today is National Chocolate Covered Raisin Day. Enjoy. Well, this concludes today's briefing. You have a great day and be safe out there.